Very scary, true stalker horror stories. I should have trusted my instincts the first time I saw him watching me. But in a city of 8 million people, you learn to ignore the feeling of eyes on your back. You have to, or you'd never leave your apartment. My name is Jennifer Walsh, and this is a story of how I survived 3 months of psychological terror that the police called insufficient evidence, and my therapist called the most severe case of stalking behavior she'd ever encountered. It started in September 2018. I was 26, working as a graphic designer in Manhattan, living alone in a studio apartment in Hell's Kitchen. I just ended a relationship and was enjoying my independence, going to gym regularly, meeting friends for drinks, taking evening walks through Central Park. That's where I first noticed him. He was standing near the Bethesda fountain, wearing a dark jacket and jeans, holding a phone like he was taking photos of the architecture. Nothing unusual about that, except he wasn't looking at the fountain. He was looking at me. Our eyes met for just a second before he turned away. I felt a chill run down my spine, but I kept walking. It was probably nothing. 3 days later, I saw him again, this time at the coffee shop 2 blocks from my apartment. He was sitting in the corner, laptop open, but his eyes followed me as I ordered my latte. When I glanced back, he smiled, a slow, deliberate smile that made my stomach turn. I left without my coffee. That night, I got my first message. It came through Instagram, from an account with no profile picture and a random string of letters as a username. You look beautiful today. That blue dress brings out your eyes. I'd been wearing a blue dress. I blocked the account immediately. But the next day, there was another message from a different account. Blocking me hurts my feelings, Jennifer. I thought we had a connection. How'd he know my name? My Instagram was private. My full name wasn't on my profile. I blocked that account too and made my profile completely private. The messages kept coming. Different accounts. Different platforms. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Each message more intimate than the last. I love the way you bite your lip when you're concentrating on your laptop at the coffee shop. Your apartment is on the 4th floor. The plants on your windowsill are dying. You should water them. You talked to your mother on the phone for 43 minutes tonight. Did you tell her about me? That last one made me call the police. 2 officers came to my apartment, took my statement, and looked at the messages with expressions of bored sympathy. Ma'am, has this person threatened you directly? The older officer asked. No, but has he tried to contact you physically or come to your home? Not that I know of, but he knows where I live. He knows my routine. He's watching me. The officers exchanged glances. We can file a report, but without a direct threat or identification of the sender, there's not much we can do. We'd recommend changing your social media settings, varying your routine, maybe stay with friends for a few days. They left. I felt more alone than ever. I did everything they suggested. I changed my route to work. I stopped going to my regular coffee shop. I stayed with my friend Rachel for a week, but he found me anyway. The messages continued, now describing things he couldn't possibly know unless he was somehow inside my life in ways I couldn't detect. Rachel's apartment smells like lavender. Did she tell you about her trip to Vermont? You seemed interested when she showed you the photos. You've been taking the F train instead of walking. Smart, but I still see you. The new coffee shop on 9th Avenue makes your latte too hot. You burned your tongue yesterday. I became paranoid, checking every face in every crowd. I stopped sleeping more than a few hours a night. I lost 12 pounds. My work suffered. My friendships suffered. I was being destroyed by someone I'd never even spoken to. Then, 6 weeks after it started, something changed. I came home from work to find my apartment door slightly ajar. My heart stopped. I'd locked it that morning. I was obsessive about it now, checking 3 times before leaving. I called the police from the hallway. This time, they took it seriously. They searched my apartment and found nothing missing, nothing obviously disturbed. But I knew someone had been inside. I could feel it. The air felt different, violated. "Are you sure you locked the door?" the younger officer asked, not unkindly. "Yes, I'm sure." They dusted for prints and found nothing. No signs of forced entry. No evidence. That night, I stayed in a hotel. I checked in under a fake name and paid cash. I told no one where I was going. For the first time in weeks, I felt safe. At 2:47 a.m., my phone buzzed with a message. The Paramount Hotel. Room 512. Interesting choice, Jennifer. But you can't hide from me. I'm part of you now. I screamed. I actually screamed, loud enough that hotel security came to my door. I showed them the message. They searched the hallway, the stairwells, reviewed the security footage. Nothing. No one had followed me. No one had seen me check in. How is this possible? I sobbed to the security guard, a kind-faced man in his 50s. How does he know? He had no answer. The next morning, I went to the police station and demanded to speak to a detective. I brought printouts of every message, every interaction, months of documentation. They assigned Detective Maria Cortez to my case. "This is serious," she said after reviewing everything. "But I'm going to be honest with you. This is also nearly impossible to trace. He's using VPNs, burner accounts, proxy servers. He's sophisticated. And the fact that he knew where you were last night means he either followed you, which seems impossible given security footage, or what?" Detective Cortez hesitated. "Or he has access to your phone somehow. Does anyone else know your passcode?" "No, no one. We need to get your phone to our tech unit. In the meantime, I want to get a new phone, new number. Don't tell anyone what it is. Can you do that?" I did. I bought a burner phone, gave a number only to Detective Cortez and my parents. For 2 blissful days, there were no messages. Then my mother called, frantic. "Jenny, someone called me. A man," he said. Her voice broke. He said, "He knows where you are every second of every day. He said you belong to him. He said I should tell you to stop fighting it, because there's nowhere you can go that he can't find you." My blood ran ice cold. What else did he say? "He knew things, Jenny. Things about our family. About your father's surgery last year. About the miscarriage I had before you were born. Things I've never told anyone." How does he know these things? I had no answer. Detective Cortez called me an hour later. "Jennifer, we found something. Your old phone had spyware installed. High-level stuff. The kind that gives someone access to everything. Your camera, microphone, location, messages, everything." "How?" "When?" "We're still investigating." "But Jennifer, there's something else. We ran the phone number that called your mother. It traced back to a cell tower near your apartment. We're getting a warrant for security footage from your building." 2 days later, Detective Cortez called me again. Her voice was different, tight, angry. "Jennifer, I need you to sit down. We found him." My heart nearly stopped. "Who is he?" "His name is David Reeves. He's the building maintenance supervisor for your apartment complex." The world tilted. The maintenance supervisor. He had keys. He had access. He'd been in my apartment dozens of times, supposedly fixing things, checking pipes, changing air filters. He'd had unlimited access to my life, my space, my belongings. He installed the spyware when he fixed your laptop 3 months ago. Detective Cortez continued. He cloned your phone when you left it charging in your apartment. He's been watching you through your own devices this entire time. Jennifer, when we searched his apartment, we found thousands of photos of you. He converted a bedroom into a shrine. Your hair from your hairbrush. Clothes he'd taken from your laundry. A calendar where he tracked your cycle, your moods, your routines. I couldn't breathe. I was going to be sick. Is he? Did you arrest him? Yes. He's in custody. But Jennifer, there's more. He had detailed plans. Notes about how he was going to make you understand that you belong together. He was escalating. If we hadn't caught him when we did... She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. David Reeves was charged with stalking, harassment, breaking and entering, computer crimes, and attempted kidnapping based on the plans they found. He pleaded guilty to avoid trial and got 8 years. 8 years for 3 months of hell. 8 years for stealing my sense of safety, my peace of mind, my ability to trust. I moved out of New York. I changed my name. I work from home now. I have a security system that would make a paranoid billionaire jealous. I don't do social media anymore. I don't date. I don't go to coffee shops or take evening walks in parks. But here's the thing that still haunts me, that wakes me up at 3 a.m. covered in sweat. David Reeves was just a building maintenance man. He wasn't some criminal mastermind. He was an average person who decided to invade my life, and he nearly succeeded. The messages stopped after his arrest. The watching ended. But the fear never really goes away. Sometimes I still feel eyes on me. Sometimes I still check my devices obsessively, searching for spyware that isn't there. Sometimes I stand at my window and scan the street below, looking for a face I recognize, a pattern I can detect. Detective Cortez told me I did everything right. I documented everything. I went to police. I trusted my instincts. But it still took 3 months and my mother receiving a threatening phone call from them to take it seriously enough to investigate. 3 months. 90 days. 2,160 hours of psychological torture because one man decided I was his. I'm sharing this story for everyone who's ever felt watched, who's ever had that crawling sensation on the back of their neck, who's ever been told they're overreacting or paranoid. Trust your instincts. Document everything. Don't stop pushing until someone listens. Because stalking doesn't always look like someone hiding in the bushes outside your window. Sometimes it looks like a maintenance man with a master key. Sometimes it looks like someone you'd pass on the street without a second glance. Sometimes the person watching you has been invisible all along, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal they've been controlling your life more than you ever realized. David Reeves will be released in 6 years. I have a countdown app on my phone. When that day comes, I'll be ready. I'll be watching. Because I learned something important during those 3 terrible months. Predators rely on their prey feeling powerless. I'm not powerless anymore. And I'll never be prey again.